Welcome back to Game 3 of Arizona vs. Pennsylvania. If you missed the first two games of this series so far has really been a pitching duel. In Game 1, we watched Russ Plaintiff from Arizona throw a dominant performance. And then in Game 2, we watched Butters from Pennsylvania throw a pretty dominant performance himself. So going into Game 3, the series is tied 1-1. In this game, we have Vern McMillan pitching for Arizona. Vern McMillan is a C-rated starting pitcher. In the regular season, he went 8 wins to 7 losses with a 4.55 ERA. He will be going up against Dude Purdock from Pennsylvania. Burdock is a B-rated pitcher, and in the regular season, he went 6 wins to 8 losses with a 3.67 ERA. So this is going to be the second game in a row where we are going to see Pennsylvania with a starting pitching advantage, which definitely plays in to how these matches are going to play out. It is also worth noting that Vern McMillan from Arizona does have the K-man positive pitching trait, which may come into play, and Burdock does not have any kind of positive or negative trait. With that being said, it will be interesting to see how these offenses stack up against these weaker pitchers in this third and fourth matchup. Our next matchup, Game 4, we're going to be seeing 2 C- pitchers. So next game could definitely be a slugfest. But this game, we should still see some good pitching action. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we are switching home fields here. Pennsylvania is now going to be the home team. And one thing that we'll need to see here, the first 2 games, the uniforms were very similar. I think with the uniform switch, we're going to see a little bit of a difference. They are still pretty similar, but we might be a little bit better off here. So we're going to start things off here with Burdock pitching to Gene Holcorn. It starts off with 2 strikes. Gene Holcorn gets a slow roller over there to third and does get caught. McFreddy so far in this series has not been able to do anything, and big thing down there just popped up in the bottom right. Holcorn did get partially injured on that play, so we'll see if that plays into things as well for them. Gene Holcorn again, he is their A-rated player, so McFreddy just struck out for a quick second out. Wasman, he is their C+ rated catcher. He pops that one high. It looks like the shortstop is going to get there in time. Rodriguez does get the catch for the third out. Very first quick inning there for Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania now steps up. Starting things off with Dim Simon here. Dim Simon. Hard grounder. Theodoris, second base, gets it over to Holcorn. Holcorn is not injured enough to be actually out, so he is over there at first. We'll likely see that his traits or stats in the bottom left will be a little bit down. McMillan does not have a hard fastball over for a second out, so we're going to see a lot of curveballs and sliders from him in this matchup. And here you see it with that velocity bar where it is. He normally only gets these pitches across at around maybe 85 max. McFreddy gets the grounder over to Holcorn for out 3, and we are done with the first inning. Burdock coming in at 10 pitches after 1 inning as Caden Theodoris here. Going to try to get things started for Arizona. Almost hit the dirt there, but it was caught by Ayers over at first. Bing Reeves hits that one over, and it does just land foul. And he gets the strikeout, and Burdock does get the mojo boost, which is going to be very important in a game like this. He is going to want to try to keep them in this as long as he can. Nice dive by Stiff Bottom. Will he get it over in time? He does not, but that was a beautiful dive. Great fielding there, even though it wasn't over to first in time. That ball gets hit, and that's going to land in the gap. We're going to see, I don't remember here, Simon does not have the best arm, and that's actually going to allow the first run to score here for Arizona. Center fielder there on that last play, Dim Simon, he only has a 47 speed and a 50 arm. So you could really see that play against them there. That's going to be something that we'll have to keep an eye on. That is definitely an area where if Arizona can keep hitting there into that center field area, it will open up opportunities for them. Marcus Zhang here has not been able to get much of anything going. He is their A-rated left fielder, and overall has very good bars. He just hasn't gotten anything going so far this series. Hit the dirt, and they get out, and there you see he just also dropped in mojo. He has the bars, though, that he should be able to rebound from that. McMillan walks the batter. Welch, right now is on first, does not have the speed bar that you would expect her to take off. And Myra Ali here, right fielder, does strike out. First baseman Trinity Ayers steps up here. In the regular season, she did have 11 home runs and a .283 batting average. She gets a slow grounder. Reeves fields it, gets it over to Holcorn for out 3. 2 innings down. So far, Arizona, only team with a run on the board and 2 hits. Daniel, the right fielder here, in the regular season actually batted a .313 batting average, but he does strike out here. And Arizona is now back at the top of their batting order with Gene Holcorn stepping up. You see, though, he does have that weakened mojo from that injury he sustained in the first inning. That being said, even with that fitness problem, his bars are still higher than probably half of the team. He pops that one up. That one's going back towards the wall, but it is going to be caught by Ali there in right field. Freddie, hard grounder over to Mars at third, and a quick third out. So far, this has been a low-scoring, really good fielding and pitching so far from both teams. Adam Mars grounds it over to Holcorn, who will step on first for the first out. Clowners gets a nice hit, and it will land in front of Norman there in left field. Pennsylvania does get a runner on, and they're at the start of their lineup here with Dim Simon stepping up. He gets a nice hit. That looks like it's going to fall as well. And Pennsylvania now with a runner on first and second. And they have Leanna Rodriguez stepping up. So far this series, she hasn't done much, but in the regular season, she was one of the best batters. She gets a nice hard grounder that is going to get her out, but they did move the runners there to third and second for Milo Stiff Bottom. Stiff Bottom gets caught looking on the first pitch. Gets a nice hard grounder. It hits the gap. They hold the runner at third, which was a good move there. Pennsylvania does tie things up here 1-1. Marcus Jong does come in with a player there on third. McMillan is going to have to be very careful here. That ball is popped up. We'll see if it lands. Oh, talk about a close one. But their second baseman, Theodoris, there was able to get it. So Pennsylvania was able to tie things up there. We're now looking at a 1-1 game with Miguel Wasman stepping up. Wasman fouls that one off. Wasman strikes out. Caden Theodoris and Gene Holcorn were the only two Arizona players to get double-digit home runs in the regular season. So Arizona is not known for their home runs, but if they're going to get one, Caden Theodoris here is definitely one of the best options, but he does strike out. Ding Reeves, even though he's not the best with power, he did have the second best batting average on this team in the regular season. Rodak takes a moment to sneeze there. And he gets a nice hit, but it looks like that's going to be fielded by Ali. Pennsylvania is going to be stepping back up to the plate here. Starting things off with Welch. Starts things off here with 3 balls. And a low pitch for a walk to start the inning. That's going to be dangerous. Ali steps up. She hasn't had any success so far in this series as a batter. But she has done well out there in right field for them fielding-wise. She gets a bunt. That is a low bunt. It will move the runner over to second, which puts them in scoring position, though. That's Welch at second right now. And a nice hit, and it does hit the gap. That's going to score another run here for Pennsylvania. Knapp does have a better arm, so he gets it in. But Pennsylvania does take a 1-run lead here. Nevada Mars, the third baseman, steps up. And he gets a nice pop. That's probably not going to go out enough. But we'll see if this tag is able to make it over to third. And they do get over to third. Nice first pitch by McMillan. Went for the exact same pitch again. It was just a little bit inside. That K-man trait. See if that helps him out here. Slow grounder that will probably end the inning here. It does end the inning. Pennsylvania is able to get that run on the board, though. So they're going into the 5th inning here with a 1-run lead. Considering next game, we're going to be seeing 2 C- pitchers starting things out. It's going to be very important to see how long these starting pitchers can last in this matchup, because you're going to want as many relief pitchers available for next game as possible. That ball is hit. They have a runner on first with only 1 out. Porter Knapp is their center fielder. We saw him with that decent throw in, and compared to the other center fielder, you can tell the difference. He has a 69 arm. and a 66 speed, so you can definitely tell that center fielding difference. That ball, stiff bottom, is able to get the diving stop there. Arizona does get a player on second, but they are facing 2 outs here. Slow grounder. Mars gets it over to first, and that does end the inning. Pennsylvania keeps a hold of their 1-run lead. I was just talking about this pitching situation. McMillan is a C-rated pitcher. They do have 1B and 1B minus relief pitchers. And then, as a reminder, both of these teams do have exceptionally good closers. So it will be important here for McMillan to remain in as long as he can, especially going into the next game. The ball's popped up. Shortstop McCready does get the out. Deanna Rodriguez here is going to want to make McMillan pay. 3 balls to 1 strike. Nice pitch right down the center. And Rodriguez does swing on that and strikes out. Milo stiff bottom to the plate. Starts things off with a foul ball. And that one is popped. That is a very high flying ball. The fielder is right along the wall and does get it, Norman. That ball had to be about maybe 5 additional feet to be out of the park. Arizona still currently down only 1 run. It is important to know, though, that because both of these teams have closers, there are certain teams where in this tournament, going into the 9th inning, it's going to be a bad situation for them. But both of these teams are going to go into the 9th inning more than likely with their best pitchers. So it's going to be very important that Arizona tries to get something going in the next 2 innings here. Arizona does hit a grounder there, but stiff bottom fields it. Gets it over for the second out. That ball gets hit, but it's going to go foul. Slow grounder. Ayers does get it, and she does get it over to Burdock. That's always scary because the pitchers in this tournament do not have great fielding stats. So I don't know if we've seen it yet, but it's not going to be uncommon to see those kinds of pitches get dropped. Gene Holcorn is going to be pulled due to his injury. He suffered that 1 injury in the first inning, and then he suffered a small injury again last inning. And again, that's going to be very important for Arizona as he is one of their best players. That's hard grounder, just goes foul. The ball is hit straight up and is caught by the catcher, Resman. Slow grounder does not get through the gap. Theodoris gets it over to Berg for the 3rd out. So Burdock here, we need to look at this because Burdock is in a situation here where he's only at 66 pitches. Pennsylvania does not have great relief pitchers other than their closer, Gustav Finley. The ball is hit into left field and is fielded by Jean. Pennsylvania, in terms of their 3 relief pitchers, they're a C+, C-, C-. So being able to keep their C+ relief pitcher for next game is going to be huge. And they're going to keep things going here. Norman points to the outfield. He's saying, I'm going to tie this game up right now. Just watches the first strike pass. Swings hard at that second one. Swings hard. Mars does field it. And a quick third out. Well, it'll be interesting to see here. So far, both of these pitchers have relatively low pitch counts, which is very important for both teams. That ball is hit hard, but again, I don't know if it has the distance right along the warning track, and that does get the out. Nevada Mars is a C+ third baseman. Does have that nice contact bar. It does get contact with the ball, but it's grounded to McFreddy and a second out. It's always interesting. These low-scoring games, in something like football, they tend to be a little bit boring, but in a game like this, it just means that every single batter and every single pitch matters so much. We're at the top of the 8th. Arizona needs one run to at least get this to a tied game. Burdock is going to try to get them through the inning, and then for the 9th inning, they will probably bring in their closer. Finley. Ball is hit. Simon fields it in center field. And we start things off here with Arizona with a runner on first. We're going to bring in a pitch runner here. And here we go. Pennsylvania is going to try to hold on to this one-run lead as they bring in Gustav Finley. And that's also going to limit his steal potential just because his pitches are so fast. Ooh, the runner did take off there, but it was hit foul. He's going to try to catch them stealing here. We'll see how this pans out. The ball gets hit. Looks like it's going to be fielded. And they won't be able to tag into second. Daniel steps up. Again, that stealer trait. Every single pitch here. We have to assume that there they go, they're taking off. And they do get there just in time. And they're going to steal again. I don't know about that. But they get it. Oh man, that speed bar, and they have that stealer trait. That is unexpected. That is crazy for Arizona. Okay, and they're going to bring in a pinch hitter here too. Arizona's bringing out everything here to try to get this run in. 2 strikes. Full count here. And they bunt it. And that's an interesting option. Okay, so they do tie it up. That was a very interesting play development just overall. And that ball, Rodriguez is able to field it and gets it over to first. That was actually a crazy 2 plays. I want to rewatch that. The bunt there brought in a run. It went to second as they were trying the double play and it didn't work. Nick Biddles comes in, and that's going to be Arizona's closer. This is a tied game at the bottom of the 8th. Quick first out. Diana Rodriguez has not been able to get anything going yet. She gets struck out as well. Milo Stiff Bottom comes to the plate. Start with a 1-1 count. Ball gets hit. That is going to land. Probably going to result in a double, although that took a nice bounce. Arizona got very lucky there with that bounce. Kept him at first in a single. Marcus Strong is now going to step up. He's still yet to get a hit in this series. Considering his abilities, you have to assume at some point he's going to get something going. It's not going to be right now. Going into the 9th inning, this is a 2-2 game, so everything here is going to really matter. Both pitchers are going to have their closers in, which is going to complicate things here to try to get a run in. The other thing that they want to be careful about is that these pitchers are going to run into some significant problems. You can see here Gustav Finley, because he's a closer, his stamina is already below half. Might have been pulled 1 inning too early. We'll see though. Caden Theodoris is going to be stepping up here. And they steal, and they don't get it. It looks like they would have gotten that. Gustav Finley here, he gets the out, but he's going to have to be pulled. His bars are not good at all now. There we go. They're now going to bring in Yuppers, who they really wanted to keep in the back pocket for next game. They'll do what they have to do here. Yuppers in the regular season actually pitched pretty decently. Ball gets popped up. Pennsylvania does get the catch in the 3rd out. McBiddles is going to have to push for 3 outs here to keep them in and push this into extra innings. It will be potentially the first extra innings matchup that we've seen. But Pennsylvania is going to try to get the win here without letting Arizona get another shot. Oh, it's 2 foul balls in a row. Full count. Welch, hard grounder, Reeves fields it, gets it over to Lara to bring that first out. And they're going to bring in a pinch hitter as well. Besto Homegrown. Jeez, that ball is popped high, but it's going to be easy out, or at least it should be. Norman is able to get that out. Trinity Ayers, in the regular season, she was able to put up 11 home runs. So we'll see if she's able to get something going. Hard grounder, McFreddy does field it though. And they get the 3rd out. We're going into extra innings for the first time in this tournament. For both of these teams, they obviously want their 2nd win. But it's also just extremely dangerous here if they have to pull too many of their pitching resources. Yuppers starting things out here. It's just a horrible way to open the inning there. Starts off walking a batter for Arizona. Ball gets around it. They do get the first out, but Arizona does now have that player on second in scoring position. And they do have that decent speed bar. That ball is hit high. He catches the ball out there. McDaniel steps up the high pressure situation here. Yuppers does not have a velocity bar basically at all. But that junk bar and accuracy are both very decent. ball got pitched almost right down the middle. It is back against the wall, and Bean gets the out. Going into the bottom of the 10th here. We're going to see McVittles is probably going to get pulled pretty quickly here. They're actually going to leave McVittles in for right now. Uh-oh. Is that going to be it? No, Norman is able to catch it running back to the wall. McVittles is now here with a couple of red bars. All bars are red now for McVittles. That ball is also popped towards the towards the wall, but is caught as well. Dim Simon, here we go. They're now going to swap out McVittles for Fox Ponce. Simon hard grounder to Theodorus, who fields it. And we're going to the 11th inning. Man, talk about an interesting game. Here we go. Laura, who again was a pinch hitter for them. That ball is smacked. Will it have the distance, though? It does! It does! They're able to get a run on the board to start this inning, and that is going to be huge. Lara, in the regular season, let me take a quick look here. Lara in the regular season was able to hit 4 home runs and only had 128 at-bats. So that is absolutely huge for Arizona. Arizona has pulled a number of interesting decisions here this game, and so far it's worked out for them. Westman slow grounder here, but he is caught out. Kevin Theodorus staring down the uppers here, saying, I really want my team to go into this with a 2-run lead. He does hit one foul. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Ball gets away. Foul. Theodorus hits it. It is fielded. Pennsylvania has 3 outs here to score at least 1 run. They do have their best part of their lineup, though, for this situation. Yana Rodriguez, here we go. Their 3 best batters. And McFreddy does field the first out of the inning. Milo stiff bottom. Watches the first strike. Ball just goes low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Milo stiff bottom hits that one high. I don't think it has the distance though. Although it's right along the wall. It hits it! It's a tie game! Oh my gosh! Talk about keeping things alive here. Stiff Bottom ties this at 3-3 in the 11th inning. Marcus Jolling hits that one up. I don't think that, it's definitely out there on that. Pennsylvania, Welch steps up. 2 outs here. Are we going to be seeing an inning 12, or is Welch going to get things rolling? She gets a nice hit, but it looks like it's going to be fielded by McDaniel. And we're going into the 12th inning. That 11th inning was just absolutely crazy. All right, 12th inning, here we come. Ding Reeves is now stepping up. And again, for both of these teams, this pitching situation is now becoming very scary. Peppers gets the out to start the inning. Two balls, two strikes. Full count. And he swings at it. I think that pitch was high, but he swung late. And Arizona now has Crimson Johnston, I believe is a pinch hitter here. She is in the regular season. She only played in 14 games. She does get a hit there to Rodriguez. And Pennsylvania is going to go into the bottom of the 12th with a tie game. And this is going to be interesting. I don't even know where to go with this at this point. They're going to bring in another pinch hitter. Nice hit to start things off here. That is going to slow roll into that gap. Knapp was not able to field it. And this is huge. Pennsylvania has a runner in scoring position with 0 outs. Trinity Ayers. Is it Ayers or Ayers? I think it's Ayers. I'm probably going to switch back and forth on that throughout this cast, but it's what it is. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I guess it does give them the ability to, in the rare case here, set up for a triple play. It does also put them in the position for a double play. So I guess it is what you want to do here, but definitely not the position Arizona wants to be in. Nevada Mars. They're actually going to double steal this, which I don't like that call at all. They're actually going to get a double play on that. Oh, absolutely disastrous inning for Pennsylvania. What just happened? Whoa, that was not a good play. Oh man, Pennsylvania. What were you thinking? Alright. Hard grounder that does hit the gap. Pennsylvania might have just thrown this game. That was such a bad play call. I understand wanting to get somebody over to third, but that ended about as horribly as you could have asked for. Arizona needs to be very careful. They should not try to steal third again. They do not have the speed here. And another relief pitcher here up in pitch count very easily. I get the strike 3. Arizona. Here at 2 outs at the top of the 13th. The end of the inning. I gotta say, Pennsylvania has made a number of questionable plays in this game. Arizona has brought out a number of interesting tactics to keep themselves in this, but we'll see if it's enough. Pennsylvania starts things out with a high hit, and it does land. Norman was not able to field it against the wall, and Pennsylvania once again here is going to start with a runner on second. Pennsylvania should not be trying anything funny here. They're about to have the best part of their batting lineup. 0 outs, runner in scoring position. Oh, jeez. Pennsylvania, Leanna Rodriguez. Let's see if she can get something going here for them. She has not been batting well so far. She gets the hit. That looks like it's going to be out. If it's not out, no, it is out. I was going to say if it wasn't out, that would have definitely brought in the runner that was on second. Leanna Rodriguez does get the home run, and that will cement the second win here for Pennsylvania. What a wild game. That had a number of very interesting plays that really kept that interesting. Let's take a look at the players that we have to look at for player of the game possibilities. This box score game went to the bottom of the 13th and was very entertaining the entire time. Lots of great plays. Let's see, there were a lot of different options here. I think Deanna Rodriguez did get the winning home run, but overall did not play all that well. Stiff Bottom did have a home run, 2 RBIs, and 3 hits. There's a chance that he will take player of the game. This could also go to one of the pitchers. I actually don't know who I'm expecting to get it this time. I think most likely is going to be Stiff Bottom. I don't know if the game gives MVPs for like game-ending plays, as those are obviously very important. I guess we're about to find out. MVP does go to Milo Stiff Bottom, followed by Burdock, and then in third place was Laura, who did get a home run and 2 RBIs, but was not able to keep Arizona in it. So thank you very much for joining me for that exciting Game 3. Pennsylvania does now have a lead in this 2-1. I'll be seeing you guys for Game 4.